What's poppin', world? I hope all is well. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already, go ahead and click that bell so you get notification anytime I go live and anytime I post a video. If you've been here before and you know I'm about to put that fire out, go ahead and hit that like button so we can get to the algorithm and more people can see this content. Let's get into this. Today, I want to ask the question: do women who have money, right, who have a great amount of money, right, do they see that money as power, or do they see that money as freedom? Now, I know the answer can clearly be both, but if you had to, lean one way or lean the other, would you say that money more so represents power for them in their eyes, or freedom, right? And another question I want to ask is this: are there many women out here who purposely go after a man who makes less so that they can have more control and power over him and over their situation, right? We're going to watch a clip from the Lapeef Let's Talk show. Go check them out on Thursday nights over at the Lapeef Network. Shout out to JR. And I'm going to break this all the way down. Let's get into this.
Yes, well, I definitely believe that money is both empowering and definitely creates freedom for sure. Because I've been in situations where it's like I'm gonna leave it just for a relationship sense. Like I've been in a relationship where it's like, okay, I can't leave this person because I don't have the means to. And then you stay longer than you should. And then once you're like, okay, I have enough money to leave, then you actually leave. So it's definitely good to have your own. And then once you find that little bit of freedom and independence, you try to hold on to that. So it's like now every relationship after that, I'm not gonna hold the money against you or nothing like that. I'm just gonna no, okay, this is mine over here, and I'll just use this for my own maintenance, but I'm still going to care for you. I'm going to let you lead. I'm going to let you, be the man and all that stuff. But
so you agree with this statement that some successful women choose to date down to maintain control of the relationship?
No, I don't agree with that, though. I mean, I'm not saying...
Right. Well, isn't that control? If you make your own money, isn't that you having control to be able to make decisions, whatever decision that you so choose to?
No, not really. I mean, yes, you do get to make your own decisions, but it's not for a sense of control. It's just for a sense of you got to make that decision. Like, what man wants a woman that...
Okay, I'm going to ask you this then. Do you feel the man has more control if he makes...
more money?
Yeah.
No. I don't think so. Because it's like, it depends on what's the decision. Like, what are we talking about? Are we talking about buying a house? Are we talking about having children? Like, what's the question that we're...
All right, guys. So you saw that, you heard that. I'm not going to play with you on this one. We're going to get straight to the nitty gritty. In the case of a woman who has money, right, she's more than likely going to see that money as a form of power. Now I'm talking about in regards to relationships, right? Relationships, marriage. She is going to see that money as a form of power. Now, does it create freedom? Yes. But ultimately, power is going to succeed, freedom. Power is going to succeed freedom, meaning that if she has the means, right, she has the money to get things, take trips, move how she wants to move, right? She's going to use that money as leverage against her boyfriend or her husband in regards to decision making. She is going to use that money, right, as leverage, right, or AKA power to make moves / decisions within that relationship or in that marriage. I've been married twice. I've been in a lot of relationships. So I have experience with this, right? And I'm not saying that to say that I've made less than the women who I've been with. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is, in my experience, right, and other guys share this same sentiment, right? A lot of hundreds of guys who I've spoken with about this, and even more guys who I've saw speak about this. These women who are making their own money, I'm talking about good money. I'm not just saying making their money in general. I'm not saying a woman who's making $30,000 a year. I'm not saying that. But a woman who's making good money, right, quote unquote, more than likely, when you bond yourself with her unless she's an old-fashioned traditional woman, because you still got some out there. There are still some traditional women out there who are submissive and will follow a man's lead. There are some women out there who still run that way and move that way. But by and large, the women out here who are doing well for themselves, when you bond yourself with them, it is going to be hard to lead the charge, right? And I'm talking about when it comes down to things to where she's not 100% on board with a decision, right? She's kind of in the middle or leaning another way. It's going to be hard to get her to move a certain way if she's making good to decent money in her mind, you know what I mean, where she can make moves. Even to the point of, you have a lot of women out here who are in marriages and they have their own careers and things like that. They are willing to let their husbands walk, right? Leave the relationship, leave the marriage, because they are making their own money as women. They are willing to allow their men to leave with no problem, because they are making their own money and they feel that that money is power and they can do what they want to do. And ultimately, it does turn into a form of freedom, right? It does turn into a form of freedom because you can, I guess, do what you want in a sense, right? But they use that money as power and leverage when you have a woman making a certain amount of money. Now, with that being said, you have a lot of women out here who purposely go after men who don't make as much as them, right? You have a lot of women out here who purposely don't go after men who make as much money as them because they want to have the power within that relationship or within that marriage, right? Now, in most cases, that man becomes undesirable to them and those relationships or marriages don't work out. A lot of times, again, when a woman's dealing with a man, when she dates down, over time, that man becomes undesirable to her and they end up leaving him, bonding with someone else, cheating on him, so on and so forth. Because by and large, women do want a man who is the breadwinner. They want a man to be a leader. They want a man to be strong. All of the above, right? So a lot of times when they do quote unquote date down, it doesn't work out, right? But to answer the question, most women do use that money or see the money as power and leverage, right? The freedom comes down the road. Yeah, it leads to a form of freedom, sure. But they use that money as power. They use that money as power. Men, step your game up. Don't get into a relationship, no marriage where the woman is controlling you. Remember, you are the head. Read Ephesians 5:22 through 25. Read 1 Corinthians 11:3. Read Genesis 2:18. Men, you are the leaders. Do not let her lead you. Do not let her have power over you, even if she is making good money. Do not allow that to happen. But women, by and large, will use that money as power in this modern day and age. If you get a traditional woman who's going to be submissive regardless, it's going to be submissive no matter what. You get you a good godly woman, none of that shouldn't matter. But in most cases with modern day women, they use that money as power. They use that money as power. Be wise. Women, remain in your feminine energy. Be submissive. Bond with a man whose lead you can follow with no problem. Bond with men whose lead you can follow with no problem, right? Stay fit. Stay beautiful. Be submissive. Follow God. That's all I got for this one, guys. Like this video. Share this video. Subscribe to the channel. We're growing fast. We got big things coming up in the future. And remember, keep God first. I love you all. Be blessed.